Are we streaming? Is anybody there? Let me see. Is anybody there?
You gotta get some headphones.
You've got to get some headphones.
I've got headphones.
I mean, I have headphones too. I don't want to listen to my own voice echo back at me 8 seconds later. I don't see how headphones would make that any better. Should be live now. Meow. We're here. Okay. So, welcome. Come on. Welcome to the stream. We should be live. It doesn't say that we have anyone in the audience yet. Oh, and if you'll notice, I did some general housekeeping in the document. Things are still a little messy, but we're figuring it out. Making it up as we go along. I don't want those. That's fine. So, while people slowly roll in, or not, up to them, I've added a little table of contents and broke the prompts into 2 separate little categories of, written and not written, finished and not finished. So we got our unwritten prompts over here. We've got ones that we've actually completed over here. So we managed to do 8. We have 10 left, unless you guys keep throwing stuff at me. Actually, while I am floating about, we actually got a prompt. I'm going to go through and read all these later, but this one's new from my YouTube channel where I've been uploading these after the fact, and you can go track that down if you want. I'll find a link for it at some point. It exists. I'll add the link later. But I'm gonna do this one, and you can't stop me. But they could, and they would. So I actually really like that one. So shout out. I saw your prompt. I saw the comments. I liked it. Still says we don't have anybody, so maybe we'll take a minute, just kind of float around until then. Actually, I can take a moment and do something completely unimportant. Oh, suddenly it updated. Now we have so many people. One thing I was going to change, though, is I've been trying to add names to some of these as names occur to me. At some point, I'll have to actually, sit down, take the time to come up with names for all of them. But at the end, I would love to have a little name for each and every one. So, all right. Well, I see several people here. So, howdy do. Sound off in the chat if you want to. Figure take another minute or two just to see if these are, everybody that we're gotta floof the hair. I desperately want a haircut, but I also desperately want to avoid being in enclosed spaces for extended periods of time. So, at some point I'm sure I'll just break and ask Cassie to cut my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should see the look she just gave me. Just big, wide, just deer eyes.
I feel like that'd be a poor choice. I don't know how to cut hair.
She says that'd be a poor choice, but I'll leave it up to you. Vote for the chat. No, don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
No, do it. You have no power over me. I do. You have no power over my body. So, put it in the chat and I'll not listen to you. And that's the tea. Now, if this is how I made money and there were several thousand of you, it might carry a bit more weight. So, while we're rolling around. We're gonna turn this into a booktube channel for just a half second. I finished this last night. It's a debut from one of my favorite left tubers, Lindsay Ellis, and I loved it. It's a great book. Actually, some of the most fun I've had with a book in a very long time. Like, just a good, solid adventure. And frankly, I mean, there were some moments where the language kind of lost me and I got confused. But for a debut, I was really impressed. I thought it was, there's a complexity to it. It's an alien, it's a first contact story, alien invasion story. And I was impressed by the complexity of it, so. Also, if you don't know Lindsay Ellis, go look up her academic video on lawsuits and wolf porn. So, okay, dokie. Well, what do you think? Is that enough time to, hang loose before we get started? What do you think? Okay. I love these moments where I ask questions to the camera and I have this weird out-of-body experience where part of my brain is like, I'm speaking to people, and the other part of my brain is saying, I'm speaking to a lens with a blue light on it that says HD. So, okay. Just a second. This is mostly a moot point, and my glasses actually have a big scratch along the left lens, so it's kind of doesn't really matter what I do. Okay. Well, I guess the only thing we have left to do is to start. Yeah? What do you guys think? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. Well then. Let us do what we do, where we go through, we read our prompts, and just see what we got to work with today. Get after it. Oh, you're here! You're here. Well, now the shitty little brother in me is like, no, I'm not. I'm going to sit here for an hour and you're going to watch it. No, I can't let that joke go on. You might actually leave. I need the validation. So, here we go. Had he not been so tired, Brad would have noticed something wrong with the bus before he boarded. Had that prompt for a bit. An all-purpose cleanup crew cleans up after a crime scene investigation ends, and they find a crucial piece of evidence that the cops missed, but it incriminates a friend. An evangelical group tries to convince a pop star that she has died and gone to hell so she can come back to life and deliver their message to her legions of fans. If you, the last ramen shop in Brooklyn, a streamer does writing prompt. Oh, I wrote that one. That's in the wrong column. Oops. I had a lot of fun with that. Got a little bit meta. Okay. I'm gonna delete that. It's just every time I write, or every time I read through these, gets confusing. Okay. Post-apocalypse 2097, radiation has evolved animals to gain heightened brain capabilities. Lone survivor has to navigate through cityscape overrun by radiated raider animals. A child awakens on an alien planet surrounded by two animals, one child, a strange data chip, and alien fruit. There's a large tower in the distance. Ooh. The world is spiraling out of control because God forgot to update the Universe 1.0 firmware. He finally remembers right as the Earth is about to implode. Okay, werewolf plus gun equals revenge. Werewolf minus gun equals romance. Werewolf times gun equals mecha wolf. Werewolf divided by gun equals dead wolf. Dead wolf, the lesser-known cousin to Deadwood. Okay, I'm going to do this one, and you can't stop me, but they could, and they would. I kind of just enjoy that one. I think I might run with this one. Sometimes I try and come up with something super de-duper, like, I gotta find a twist, I gotta find a way to do this that's unexpected. But this one, I don't know, just kind of calls to me. I like the simplicity. If I wanted to get really meta, I'd say, I'm going to do this one, you can't stop me. About the one where the character says, but we did meta yesterday. I need a new computer chair. Oh my god. Come on. Nope. I give up. I give up. I just have to suffer. I'll try again in 10 minutes. How about that? So. You know, I'm gonna do what I did the other day. I'm gonna start, because I think just starting this one with dialogue works. Although the formatting just... I don't know if anyone out there cares, but I like going through and making sure everything looks nice. Squeaky, squeaky. I've had this chair since 2013, I think. Dune Harper and I got it at a Salvation Army. Well, I was back home for a summer break or something. And somehow I managed to convince whoever my ride was to let me shove a computer chair in their back seat. I have a really high charisma. I can be persuasive, but only about the dumbest things. Old Yeller that chair into the sun. I will, just as soon as I have a replacement. I guess I could just order one. There's a part of me that, because I was just completely broke and, like, I was the hobo kid for so long, I honest to God forget that I have options. Where it's like, oh, right, I can just buy a replacement because I'm an adult. Huh. So, okay. Let us do what we do. But complication. Therefore, crisis. But reversal. Therefore, catastrophe. Okay. So. I mean, again, we're getting kind of weirdly... This was weirdly meta. You know, reading comment. So... I guess I wonder if this will just end up being my entire stream is just people coming up with outlandish scenarios for a streamer who writes on Twitch. Okay. Oh, man. This prompt, it even includes the but. But they could. And they would. You got this, boo-boo. Yogi, the ranger's not gonna like this. What the ranger doesn't know can't hurt him, boo-boo. For all of my Hanna-Barbera fans out there. Anyways. Old school Cartoon Network. Man, 90s cartoons were weird. Not that that was a 90s cartoon, I was just remembering the rest of Cartoon Network's lineup, but I have to stop this rabbit hole because that'll just be the rest of the hour. Okay. His viewers attack. We're just gonna go with, I feel like I need to check something before... Okay, so that's how... Okay, this is actually a moment that I've been thinking about the last couple days. They could, and they would. I have written a majority of... So, I had been considering asking some of my actor friends to get together and do readings of these, almost like an audio book, and then put them together as a compilation, throw them on YouTube. And as I was going through, I was like, okay, cool, I've got to find an actor and an actress. And then I realized how few of these stories were written from a female POV. And I was like, oh, okay. Inherent biases are showing through. I need to try and work on that. So since this prompt came from... my brain got caught between a bit saying the sincere thing of a lovely lady, or the bit of a soulless harlot, which is very much part of the ongoing joke from 10 years ago. Oh, God. I'm going to do this. No. What happened? Okay. I'm going to do this and you can't stop me, she said. Fingers flying across the keys. So fast, they misspell things. She said, forging ahead, fingers flying across the keys. Like a I don't actually know how to say this word.
Caroline.
Cool. Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Okay, she ignored the despairing cries of her chat. They had no power, her. They had no power, her, to dercator. I don't think I've ever used that word. It's a good word. It's like an instrument that they put in bell towers. Yeah, it's the set of bells in a tower, played using a keyboard. Okay. Oh, it's fine. I just spent the morning around a stray cat, and my allergies are a lot worse than they used to be, so it's fine. I'm attractive. I'm charismatic. I'm dying. This was her Twitch, damn it. She ignored the despairing cries of her chat. They had no power here on her stream. This was her Twitch, damn it. Thank you, Kyle. Wait, why would you bless? How dare you, madam? Madam? Oh. Don't want to assume. This was her Twitch, damn it. Writerly fervor. I feel like I've used fervor in one of my other stories. How many times has this popped up? Writerly fervor? Okay. This is something I do when I write a full-length book. Now I'm doing it even though they're a bunch of disparate short stories. Typing with fervor. Oh no! Both meta stories. We've got to find a different word. Oh. You know how they say don't rely on... I've definitely been accused of relying on a thesaurus too much. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Words appeared in the chat. Only 6 words, but it was enough to make her stumble across the sentence she was writing. But we can, and we will. I'm just going to change that while I'm here. But we can and we will. What did that mean? And what was that what was that damned vibration? Ah, fuck it. Studio. Oh man, that'd be so nice to have a studio or an office, a place to do things where you're not trapped in a single bedroom with another person. A lovely person. Oh, you are listening. Oh no, she was listening. Attack of the Killer Vibrators. Laugh. I'm not gonna laugh at that joke. It's not that funny. I really shouldn't be laughing at it. But the harder I try not to laugh at it, the funnier the... I'm fine. Bless. Hey, Cassie?
Yeah.
What are... They're like... Subscribers are a thing on Twitch, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so and that's like the highest tier you can kind of be, right? You can be like a follower or a subscriber?
Yeah, and then there are like tiers within subscriptions.
Let's just go with the, devoted subscribers. The door to her office, or the door to her studio blasted open, revealing a collection of her most devoted subscribers. Eyes wild with, oh shit, I never came up with a name for this character. Ugh. Mothers? Mouths. I needed fucking... Ugh, names are the worst. Everything just stops as my brain is just like, you know names, right? You've met people? You should see me write a novel. This literally happens where I will just spend a day. Carolyn, thanks. Name a woman! Lauren. Margaret. Jennifer. Candace? Heather. Yep. I'm a man of many. I'm a man of the people. I'm a worldly man. I have a lot of experiences. That's obviously what's happening. It's just too much. Too much happening in my brain. Too much nerdy trivia. Oh god, it's not true. It's like there is like several wikis worth of useless information bouncing around in my brain. Most of it's Dark Souls lore. Kind of whip the microphone off the desk, beaning the first. Which fair is it? Oh, fuck. Oh. Huh. Okay, that's... You know what? Fuck it. I didn't actually know that's how you were supposed to spell that. We learned something today. Okay. I'm sending him falling by like a fallen tree. Felled tree. A collection of red pear swords hung on the wall beside your desk. Should be fun. Thus armed. Honestly, what I wanted to... You have no power here, Gandalf the Grey. No power. It's either you have no power, he'll Gandalf the Grey, or you have no power over me from Labyrinth. Okay. Oh, we've got someone. Are you in the chat? Oh, so a friend is... Okay. Well, a friend is better than he was a couple of days ago. But, you know... Oh, real life is kind of rough right now for a lot of people, so I hope that this can be a kind of a fun little escape from some of that. I know it is for me, so I'm gonna move on, and I'm gonna put that on silent, because that's not a habit I've developed yet. Whereas we were shattered, none could stand against mighty Carolyn. Yeah. At least I think. I read that very quickly. They at least know what's going on. Or I think. So. Did I already use massacre? Okay. This is massacred. So this is a dumb little bit of, I guess, behind-the-scenes stuff, is because I use this formatting when you end up with a line that breaks the page. It gets stupid, and, you know, at the end of the day, it would be way easier just not to do this, but it's how my brain likes to work. Sometimes I kind of feel trapped by it, but, you know. So it goes. In the end, the massacre remains for audience later, twitching and bleeding. Alright. That is... We're gonna end this. You know, I think... Not... You know, thus far, I actually think this might be the dumbest one I've written. Because I feel like this prompt wasn't necessarily... comical, and I definitely think that that's the direction I took it. Okay, so let's do what we do. I'm gonna read through this and see how it flows, do some polishing as I go. I'm gonna do this one and you can't stop me, she said, forging ahead, fingers flying across the keys. Not that the other prompts weren't good, even the ones not meant for her, but this one called to her like a Carolyn fanfare. She ignored, oh, Carolyn. Ha! Was that intentional? Anyways. She ignored the despairing cries of her chat. They had no power here, on her stream. This was her Twitch, damn it. Her computer desk vibrated. At first she thought it was the intensity of her typing, but words appeared in the chat. Only 6 words, but it was enough to make her stumble across the sentence she was writing. But we can, and we will. What did that mean? And what was that damned vibration? It couldn't... Could it be? The door to her studio blasted open, revealing a collection of her most devoted subscribers. Lips peeled back, mouths frothing with foam. Fucking eyes wild with entitlement. We can, and we will, they roared, charging toward her. Carolyn whipped her microphone off her desk, beating the leader of the charge, sending him falling back into the crowd like a felled tree. Her collection of Renfair swords hung on the wall beside her desk, and she grabbed the closest one. Thus armed, she faced down her attackers. You have no power over me, she bellowed, before cutting a bloody swath through them. Neckbeards went flying. Fedoras were sliced asunder. Foam core... Wait. Fedoras were sliced asunder. Foam core cosplay swords shattered under her onslaught. None could stand against the mighty Carolyn. In the end, As the massacred remains of her audience lay at her feet, twitching and bleeding, Carolyn lowered her blade, breathing heavily. She turned from them and returned to her seat. Oh my god, can you believe that happened again? Second time this week. I heart my fans. There is a part of me that feels like perhaps I should be ashamed of this one. Perhaps I should be ashamed of this one. Is it hard? What is happening? Oh my god. Stop, whatever you're doing. Even my computer agrees. My computer is making me suffer. Okay. So, we're going to take that, and we're going to plop that in the blog. Should upload, any second now. So, if anyone wants to respond to that, tell me what you think. Is it truly the greatest literature you've ever read? Because I think it might be. I think truly one of the most impressive things I have ever written. Definitely. Okay, so we're going to move that over here, but we're also going to put that right here. And this is Flash Fiction number 10. We're going to hit publish, and there we are. Little things. Little things. Okay. Moving on. Okay, so what are we gonna do next? We got time for one more story. Okay. Let's go the other way. We've got where we did silly. I feel like I've done silly several times now. Okay. I feel like this one has been here since day one, and I haven't done it yet. So let us try this one. This one doesn't seem like it's quite as open to being ridiculous. So here's the prompt we've got. An all-purpose cleanup crew cleans up after a crime scene investigation ends, and they find a crucial piece of evidence. The cops missed, but it incriminates a friend. Okay. So, I'm going to do what we do. So I was thinking, I don't think I can do it on Twitch, but I'm really new to Twitch. I'm new to Twitch, but I was thinking of doing kind of like a Q&A, or like a FAQ, I mean, of kind of how my writing prompts go, but I wanted to do it as a video and do it silly, frankly, because that's kind of my go-to, now that I think about it. So, let me know if that's something you think you would enjoy, watching me basically pull like a Brian David Gilbert from Unraveled, but trying to explain, like, I use the 5-act structure, and then I do it again! I mean, truly, my writing breakdowns get so much more complicated than what you see. So, okay. We're gonna start here. So an all-purpose cleanup crew cleans up after a crime scene investigation ends, but they find a crucial piece of evidence the cops missed that incriminates a friend. Okay. So, if you've been watching me, I tend to go back and forth at this point. I've noticed a lot of these prompts usually are like the setup and the twist, or the setup and the complication, and then it's kind of on me to go, okay, where do we go from there? So if this was a longer story, I have an idea for this story, but I think it would benefit a longer story than the one page we're working with. So I don't think I want to go with it. But let me think about it. So the idea, honestly, is, so it would be all-purpose cleanup crew. They find a crucial piece of evidence. Therefore, the character destroys it, right? You got to protect your friend. But then they do it again. So let's say it's crime scene investigation. So the prompt doesn't actually specify if this was like a murder scene or if this was like break in at the mac and cheese factory, and all the cheese got out, and it's all over the place, and now they've got to go clean it up. So you've got options as to like, oh, this is like a really this is like Seven versus like the beginning of Scooby-Doo. What kind of all-purpose cleanup crew is this? Is this cleanup crew as told by like Judd Apatow or like Kevin Smith? I really am imagining Jay and Silent Bob getting the job of cleaning up crime scenes. Oh no, that's so bad. But I really want to see it now. Okay, somebody needs to get Kevin Smith on the horn and pitch him this idea. I'm gonna try again. I got it. So now seat won't go back. It still sinks the longer I sit in it, but now I can't lean back. Okay. Their crime scene investigation ends, but they find a crucial piece of evidence the cops missed that incriminates a friend. Okay, so we have multiple characters. That's another thing to kind of... So let's just say we've got two characters. And I'm just trying to come up with names. We have... Steve and Rob. Sure, why not? So, okay. Steve but they find a crucial piece of evidence that the cops missed. So, because I want to kind of follow the letter of the law, I want to say that at least, it's not just like one person finds it and then like hides it. So, what is happening? Why am I misspelling everything? Steve misplaces but he gets back? No, caught. My brain's doing weird things. Okay. Therefore, but at reversal, he gets caught. Therefore, I'm not gonna lie, my brain is trying to turn this into a time travel story where he is the murderer of the initial crime scene they were cleaning up, but my brain's trying to do a Heinlein kind of an all you zombie story where, or by your bootstraps, where how does this work? I'm literally gonna walk through this because I kind of like the idea. All-purpose cleanup crew cleans up a crime after a crime scene investigation ends. I mean, I could make this sci-fi. There's no reason I can't. It would be weird. I mean, it could still be dramatic, but we could go to a very strange place with it. So, an all-purpose cleanup crew cleans up a time crime scene. I'm not. Somebody out there, I'm waiting in the chat for somebody to just be like, you were so close to writing something that wasn't genre fiction. But it wasn't in my heart. Okay, so, but they find a crucial piece of evidence that the cops missing incriminates a friend. See. But he gets caught. I mean... Okay. We're not going to do this. But I am... Hey, there you go. For those of you out there, I am spoiling the ending. Apparently, like I was being... Suddenly feel like these are the closest I've ever gotten to writing Stephen King characters. Blue collar and kind of awful. Okay. Oh? Oh. 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 Anyways. Okay, I should look. Gotta bail. Love and respect. Keep up the great work. Hey, thanks for popping by. Thanks for hanging out. I always appreciate it. Nice to, not feel like I'm screaming into the void. It's nice when the void screams back, So, peace out. He said, quoting Matt Colville. Matt Colville's videos are great, by the way. Love Matt Colville. Okay. Looks like not so smart, are they? Oh no! Some jobs require a fine touch. This job, not so much. This job. Come on. Headablites. Headablites? Of Rob's... Where was I? Right, truck. Okay. He knew this ring. Wait. You know, one of the fun things about writing these, short stories, is eventually you're like, I feel like I've written that before. Okay. Recognize this ring. It was identical. Thick. It's high school crew, they were close on. Okay. It was his high school crew. They were Christian family, thicker than blood. This was their ring, Andy and Donnie, which meant, hey, Rob, they know who did this? He asked, sliding the ring into his pocket. No, why? What was that? Oh. So I might have lost a little bit of the formatting there at the end, but I accept it because it's fine. So a little bit of that time loop idea still worked its way in. Okay, so we're gonna read this and see how it flows. So did you see the stiff? Rob asked as they entered the dark alleyway. Steve shook his head, surveying the scene of the crime, the third of the night. Nah, took it away before we got here. Apparently the guy was beaten to a pulp, beyond recognition. No shit, look at all this blood. He laughed. Is that brain? Steve chuckled. Looks like. Not so smart now, are they? Not with half their brains left behind, he said, busting out the hose. Some jobs required a fine touch. This job, not so much. This job required industrial-strength water pressure. Steve circled the perimeter, looking for any other sick or mess to be cleaned. That's when a glint of light caught his eye. It was off to the side, lying on the concrete next to a dumpster. If not for the headlights of Rob's truck, he'd have never seen it. A ring. He picked it up, feeling a shiver creep up his spine. He recognized this ring. It was identical to the one he was wearing right now. Only 3 people had them. His high school crew. They were closer than family, thicker than blood. This was their ring, Andy and Donnie, which meant... Hey, Rob, they know who did this? He asked, sliding the ring into his pocket. No, what? What was that? Rob asked, setting down the hose. He had his eyes on Steve's pocket. Shit. Never in his life had Steve wanted to be a better liar than he was now. Is that evidence? Rob demanded. Are you tampering with evidence? No, Steve cried. You know what they do to guys that fuck with who fuck with evidence? You know what they do to guys that fuck with evidence, Steve? He did. He knew. He Stephen's eyes went wide and his body went rigid. He did know. When Rob came within arm's reach, he knew. When Rob's head slammed into the pavement with a sickening crunch, he knew. When he bludgeoned Rob's face to a pulp, he knew. The only thing he didn't know was the ring he left behind. Sitting right where he found it. One thing he didn't know. I just don't like that last line. The one thing he didn't know was the ring left behind. He didn't know the ring. He'd never met that ring in his life. What he didn't know was they had lost the ring. Okay, when he bludgeoned Rob's face to a pulp, he knew. What he didn't know was they had lost the ring. It was sitting right where he had found it. Damn it. Okay, what he didn't know was they had lost the ring. It was sitting right where he'd found it. Okay, so that was our second story of the day. I hope y'all liked it. I'm gonna go add this to the blog. Show you that in just a second, so you can go read these after the fact, if you are ever possessed to do so. I don't know. I think it's kind of fun. We're gonna go doop-a-doop-a-doop. That's a prompt. This is Flash Fiction number 11. Publish. And there she blows. So, okay. And, oh, right, I've got the chat popped out, so theoretically, I was hoping to do a thing to have the chat actually in the stream so that, you know, after the fact, it can still be read. You can see what I'm reacting to. I'm hoping that's not too intrusive. It doesn't seem to look terribly nice, but that's fine. We're learning. Yeah. So there was so I had a friend. Let me see if I can find it. My friend said that last session she commented, this was the first prompt we did today. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. I think it's a great outro. Don't know if it was on purpose, but I think it had a nice cadence to it. So, yeah, I like that. 'Cause no, it wasn't intentional. I have no idea what I'm doing when the camera is on. I am very much making this up as I go. Although I did have a different friend tell me that I had a... What the hell did they tell me? It was a compliment, and therefore I have completely forgotten what he had to say. You have a nice screen presence. Okay. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity. I've written 2 stories like I set out to do. I think they turned out rather nice. So I'm going to say, what is this outro I have agreed to commit my soul to? That's all I have to say. That's all I have to write. That works. Bye-bye.